Listen, I'm gonna get the biggest one. It's gonna be. Oh, it's cold. Woohoo! Oh, got it? There we go. Yeah, it's not terrible.
Oh, it's not bad. It's just raining a little bit.
Yeah. But the heaters definitely help.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Tuesday, May 2nd,
Yes.
day 53. Day that Dimitri gets to leave the house.
I think he's like gonna test drive and like pitch to Cindy. Potentially trying to get her vote.
Yeah. Yeah, because out of the three of them, I feel like she's the best bet to kind of like, you know?
Listen, at least.
Yeah. And like, I had multiple conversations where Cindy says, like, when she's in jury, like, she doesn't like how people are just set on, like, their alliance member winning.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, she's like, no, like, you have to kind of, like, look at the big picture and you need to see, like, how the other person does and really open your mind up a little more. So, like, she's definitely the most open-minded, I'd say, out of the three. Because if if Kevin gets to the end, like, Bruno is 100% voting for him. You know?
But he's not gonna get to the end, so.
No. Man, he's just pissing me off. I don't know, and the more that this game goes on, like, the more that, like, I really just, like,
dislike him?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because I disliked him since day one, but I felt like it was because of the whole, he wasn't honest with me, and then I felt like he was using William. And I had a conversation with Ika this morning because I don't feel like he's using William anymore, and I kind of feel bad that I felt like that.
You don't think he is?
I don't think he is anymore. I think it might be more genuine than I think. I do think, however, that because William is here and is protecting him, he's not going to just be like, okay, I don't want to talk to you. Like, William is the only one right now that would protect Kevin.
And that's going to make emotions even bigger, too, like, regardless if it's for game or not. You know, it's like, you were there for me. That's a big thing.
And honestly, no one here is here for Kevin. Let's be honest. No one here is here.
No.
Kevin's on the block. Someone wins POV. No one is going to pull Kevin off.
No.
And he knows that. So maybe it was for game in the beginning. I do think in the beginning he was trying to take advantage. But I think as the game went on and as his alliance member went away, I know he had no choice. But at the same time, I do feel like there's an underlying, like, real emotional connection.
I think what kind of hit me the wrong way the other day was, like, Karen said to him, like, oh yeah, like, William's your Peely, like, and she just meant, like, William's your showmance, you know, like, this season, because it is a showmance. There's no doubt about it. And he was just like, yeah, no, not the same thing.
Yeah.
So, like, and he said it right in front of William. And I know, like, William knows that, like, obviously what's between him and Peely is, like, much more different. But at the same time, like, it was, like, the tone of voice and, like, saying it right in front of him kind of thing. Like, you know, like, there's a way around doing that, like, and saying it in a different way, you know? Oh.
That's the car?
I think. Do you think so? Do you think it sounds that nice? Like love Peely and, like, you know, like, her and our relationship is, like, very, very different. be like, I wasn't expecting to like feel this way towards William, but like, you know, like who knows what could happen. At least like
the difference is not he loves and loved Peely, whereas right now there's no love between Kevin and William. He just cares about him, just like I care about William. You know, I care about William.
Yeah.
So it might be.
I think it would have been more clear if, say that like Bruno was still here and like their relationship was different. You know, like it was the same as it is now. It just sucks to see that like, oh, like my number one's gone, so you're my next choice, kind of thing. And I mean, I get you have to do that in this game, but like at the same time, it's yeah.
I told that to Kevin when Bruno was still here because I wanted Bruno out.
Yeah.
And I said, I know he's your number one, but I want Bruno out, unfortunately. And I was like, are you using William? Because, you know, I'm not trying to sugarcoat things. I'm like, are you using William? Are you playing him? And he's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, Kevin said, I would do everything for William. And I'm like, yeah, at this point you would, because you see that Bruno's going to go out the door. You have no other option. So I'm trying to figure out, are you doing it because you want to, or are you doing it because you're kind of like forced into it? And he was just kind of like, I don't remember what he said exactly, but it was kind of like in the line of, regardless, if Bruno's not here, William is my number one because I have no one else, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I did tell him, like, you have no option. That's why William is your number one. It's not necessarily because you would want William to be your number one.
Yeah.
Like, you have no choice right now. No one else. You have no one else. Legit.
No. No one else.
So, but yeah. I don't know. In the beginning, I was convinced that he was using William, like playing him in the sense that he was just trying to like play with his feelings and make sure that Williams protects him and whatever.
Well, think about it. Like, oh, you weren't here last night. Like, they were talking about like his relationship with Cindy and everything, and like they all used to sit down, like him, Bruno, and Cindy, and they would go over every single house guest in the house, and they'd be like, "How's your relationship with so and so?" And if someone was just like, I don't really know. And like, this is like, it like makes sense as soon as Kevin kind of hears something that like is.
Which sleeve do I do? This one or this one?
Il va pas bien. I prefer this one.
So?
Yeah.
No,
So?
I prefer this one.
Okay.
It looks good.
Oh, strange.
So, what was I saying?
Until as soon as Kevin saw that.
Oh yeah, like it's because like Karen brought up how William was like a little hurt about how he wasn't defending him with the whole kissing thing, how he was just kind of joking around about it and everything, and Karen brought that up, and as soon as he realized like, oh, I didn't know that like William was like upset, he was like, I need to go talk to him. So it's like as soon as he hears that like someone's pissed off, he's on a bad page with someone, that's when he's like, oh shit, like I need to fix this. And it's not just with William, it's like with anybody. Like I remember like, I forget who it was, but like, and like that's where he's great socially, is that he does have that like mentality to make people forget, I guess. I don't know, for a little bit at least.
Is that them?
I think so too.
Way too much.
Yeah. And he's all about being a big character too, you know?
I'm just trying to figure out, like, I don't know. I want to know what he did, because He keeps on. It seems like he feels like he played a great social game, but I just want to know how. Because in my head, he had a lot of bigger targets in front of him.
Yeah. Until he becomes the biggest target, and then
Yeah.
now this is when it's kind of like,
No.
you know. I'm happy that I kind of like see right through it though now,
Mm.
and not gonna let it get by me again.
And he likes. I find that he. When I confronted him about certain things that he did, or that Bruno did, or that his team did, he was more like, well, I didn't do it. Like, they're the ones that blah, blah. And I was like,
Every single time I'd ask him, he would say the same thing.
yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say? You know, you were telling me about that when William was HOH and how your plan was to do that backdoor kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you said that Ika knew the whole time that the plan was to backdoor Bruno?
Bruno, yeah.
Okay, because like she was definitely trying to put something between me and William then, because like like last week when her and I were like, okay, like she came and like we would have like more game talks obviously, and like she was explaining that to me, but she was explaining it in the sense that I actually was the backdoor and that's what William's plan was. And she was just like, yeah, like, no, like, he was really trying to mend things with, like Kevin, and that's why he got pissed off with Kevin, is because he kept telling Kevin, like, use the power veto, I'm gonna put Jackie up, like, save your relationship with Emily and Dylan, like that's what's gonna happen, blah, 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 blah,
He
blah.
did say that, that's true. But the plan was to backdoor Bruno.
But that's just it. She was just like, but he wanted you out. She never said that it was backdoor, it was Bruno.
Yeah.
And even though I kind of knew, but like with her not even like bringing, like even saying that, like it was like her way of like getting me to think, well, at one point William wanted me out, you know?
No.
So I'm very glad that you clarified that out, because
The only time that William was kind of mad was the vote thing. That's the only time. And then afterwards, we were just like, oh, it sucks that Jackie did that, like, whatever. And we never mentioned you as a target, ever. William can attest, like, I don't even need him to attest to it because I know it's true. We never.
Yeah,
it was always
he mentioned that.
Dre, please fix your microphone.
I was always trying to get, like, anyways,
The bigger
Kevin, Bruno, someone on there. Cindy, unfortunately, because I didn't have a connection with her at that time.
Yeah.
I would have done Neda if she didn't have the immunity. You know what I mean? Like, I did try to, like, put someone else out there. And I always knew in the back of my head, I always felt like we had the same targets, but we just couldn't.
And yeah, I remember
work together, kind of.
I remember, whenever I would talk to William, it was kind of like, this sucks that we're on different sides, but you know, at least we know that we have like this connection at least. So.
And then I felt weird because I seen you talking to different people, and I was just like, I hope you know that whoever you're, and I couldn't tell you this, but how I was seeing it was that whoever you try to like align with or go with, you were at the bottom of whatever alliance you were at, and they were very easily going to throw you out. Not only that, on their part it's bad, but on your part, which I probably already told you, but I'm still gonna say it.
Okay.
On your part, being mad and going and giving information, that sunk you, Jackie. That,
I know, that was my biggest mistake in this game.
That was your biggest mistake, because then people can use that. Even if what you say is true, it has nothing to do with if it's true or not. It's more the action, the fact that you're going to the HOH or whoever, and you're spilling information. People were like, it wasn't, I don't know. And I couldn't tell you these things, like, when it was happening.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, if you continue like that,
I know,
it
like,
would just
at that point, I was so convinced that Cassandra had betrayed me in that sense. I was so convinced that she wasn't on my side at all from everything that I was hearing and every single person that was telling me that. I was so convinced that I was like, wow, then she knows a lot of shit about me, kind of thing. Where I was like I don't want to be in this position where, like, you know, next week or in a few days from now, like I'm on the block and all of a sudden something comes up and it's like, well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was most scared about because I had said shit, even though she was the target. Like, you see
Yeah,
how
no,
things
for sure,
flip so
for
much.
sure, for sure.
I know, but I
Yeah.
shouldn't have done it that fast. I shouldn't have
Because
done
when
it
that
big.
started, including Neda, Aika, and all of them, when they were telling me, by the way, Gary said that you were campaigning, I was like, no, I'm not. They were also saying, and Jackie just spilled all of it. I can't believe she did that. And Jackie told us everything about Cassandra. And in my head, I'm thinking, how fast did Jackie just turn on Cassandra? Not saying, I don't know if Cassandra did or did not. But what I'm saying is that Neda's not stupid.
No, she's not.
And she can invent things as well. It's just that it's Neda. So maybe you don't think that she would lie or she would invent shit, but
Oh, no, I know.
she's not dumb.
Oh,
she
gosh.
is not dumb.
She was definitely someone I either wanted to be 100% working with or getting out as soon as I could.
Yeah. I wanted to work with her, and then as soon as her saying you campaign for Cassandra or whatever,
You were like,
she just, I was like, no, we're not together. We're done. That's it.
yeah.
And I was just not with her anymore. That was it. I tried when she had the veto, I tried to let her know that I know that she wasn't going to use it on me, obviously, but I wanted to let her know that I wasn't part of anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like she had a pull, or she had people valued her, what she had to say in her group. So I felt like if she knew that, at least maybe she could influence that. But afterwards, I had nothing to tell Neda. We did not speak one word, her and I, after Cassandra left. That was it. Neda and I never said anything. How's your breakfast? How's your KD? That's it. Goodbye. Thanks.
Yeah.
Never, Jackie. That was it. I was done with her.
Yeah, that was like me the first few until that HOH, and like even during that HOH, it wasn't until after the house noms that like we just started talking kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I felt like she had a great advantage coming in just being Neda, but then she got the immunity, and I felt like she was ungrateful.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, bye. I was not having it. But yeah, I just felt, not gonna say I regret anything, because it's not even finished and we can't regret anything, but at the same time I just felt like since the beginning, if we had just, that's the thing that is hard, is that as I was telling you, what I wanted was to find people that I could trust, and then regardless of what I hear that they said or they did or whatever, I knew that I could trust them.
Yeah.
And I felt like I never had that. And I feel like if ever we if we had known that we can just trust each other and not give 2 cents about whatever happens, anyone else says. If someone comes to you and says, Dre said that, or if someone comes to me and says, Jackie said that, if we could be like pretending to them but not to each other, it would have been like,
I know.
it would have been good. It would have been good. But it's hard in this game, because even me, I thought...
it's still so early too.
Yeah.
At that point, it was still very early.
It's hard to put your trust in someone that you just met.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what this experiment
Yeah, like if that
is all
hadn't have
about.
happened that week and we had one more week to build on shit, like it would have been solid as hell.
Yeah.
Because like that's like I said, that's all I wanted was the same thing that you did.
Yeah.
It was just like 1 or 2 people put all my trust in and everything. Obviously have like a big number at first that like, we can fall back on. But like still out of that group, like,
Yeah. And I feel like people would have underestimated us, which would have been great. I wanted people to underestimate us. If it was William, you, me,
we would be the underdogs.
We would
People
have been
would be
so
like
underestimated. It would have been great. It would have been just perfect.
Yeah. I mean, as shitty as it is, it's still cool that the 3 of us are still here.
Yeah, definitely.
And
like it's week 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. But yeah, now I just feel like...
Do you think if Kevin was out of the picture, that maybe the 3 of us could get back into something? At least till a certain point.
I do think so, yeah. Yeah, because then I feel like William wouldn't have that, like, he wouldn't feel like he needs to protect Kevin. He would feel like he needs to protect us, which is different. And then each of us know that we always have 2 votes.
Yeah.
votes, that would have been great.
Because that's a huge thing at this far into the game, and that's why
Yeah.
like people need to realize like you keep Ike and Dimitri around. That is 2 solid votes. Next week you need 3 again.
Yeah.
Or like next week you need 3, but it could be a potential like HOH decides the final one.
Yeah.
You know, like if they 100% don't want someone out next week, like they have their 2 votes, people can vote the other way, and you know how
Yeah.
good they are at convincing whoever's HOH.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas next week, if I stay, hopefully one of us wins HOH.
Yeah.
You know, 2 solid votes. Hopefully me and you.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's someone else wins, puts Kevin on the block. Me and you vote Kevin out. Oh, the HOH wants Kevin out. William votes
At this
opposite
point, I don't
person
care
out.
what the HOH wants. In all honesty, Jackie, I cannot care what the HOH wants.
No.
At this point in the game, we can. Because before, I feel like we needed to build loyalty and we need to respect the person so that if they're not HOH, they know that we respected them, blah, blah. We're going to be 7.
I know. And we're going to have to keep going, like, against each other.
The
and
HOH has
everything.
no say. You put 2 people on the block, the house decides. What Kevin is doing right now is not, like, it's actually... It sucks that he's doing it, but the fact that he's like, I'm not the one voting, the house decides, that's basically what we're all going to do.
Yeah.
When you're going to be HOH, you put 2 people up, you're not really deciding who want, like, you... I mean, you can put in work to make sure that your target goes home, but what I'm saying is that the power is in the hand of the people, not in your hands.
And
so-
you're putting 2 people up that, you know, it's better for your game if either of them goes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It's not early where you're putting one target in and one pawn and blah, blah. I feel like it doesn't... Right now, we're too close to the end. Like, you're going to put people that you want to see go, basically.
Yeah.
I still don't know how this week is going to turn because I feel like I don't have a good read. Dylan is telling me something. He's like, I'm still thinking about it. William's still thinking about it.
I know. I
don't talk to Karen.
Karen's voting Ike out. Well, at least that's what she's told me.
She's so weird because yesterday when you left, she came here and she was like, I don't like how Jackie's playing. She flip-flop Floatervilles, blah, blah. Which is funny when she says that, so I laugh. But
Yeah.
I'm like, are you telling me this because that you want... Like, are you trying to pass an information to me? Like, are you trying to make it so that I feel like you're not voting Ike out so that I can...
Yeah.
Like,
talk
are you
to
trying to do something? Because in all honesty, it's not working.
No.
Like... If she goes, she goes. If she stays, she stays. That's it. Like,
Yep.
I just don't like the feeling of like, I don't know why Karen. I don't know. I don't like Karen. I don't like her. I don't want to win HOH ever, and I don't want her to go far. I don't, Jackie. I don't. Like,
No, it's...
I don't.
um,
Can't pull the 53-year-old card all the time. You can't.
No, you can't.
Can't talk left and right, and then in front of your face, like, no. I just don't. But I've been saying that for weeks. I feel like I've been saying that, like, my targets have stayed the same. I've been saying the same thing
But they're
for weeks.
slowly going out.
Yeah.
And it's slowly happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that right now, no one would vote Karen out, so...
Yeah,
she's-
because
she's
there's
pretty
too
much
many big
good.
targets.
Yeah. No one's gonna vote Karen out. Which
Yeah,
is great for her, and she did play a good game of putting doubt in people's mind.
Yeah, for sure.
It just worked for some people, it didn't work for others, that's it.
I really need to talk to Dylan.
Yeah,
I've been trying to. I know that he's trying to avoid talking to me right now.
yeah.
But he can't make his decision until, you know, he kind of hears what I have to say too.
Yeah.
It sucks because, like, going into the block, like, I know that, like, if it was Karen up there, like, he would 100% vote Ike out, you know?
Yeah,
Like, no questions out.
Definitely.
Asked. So, like, for me, now it's like, okay, like, and, like, I was in the room when he was just like, you know, regardless, whether it's you or Jackie on the block, like, there's 2 votes here, like, right now kind of thing. So, like, hearing that beforehand and, like, him talking to me and, like, you know, like, helping Kevin make up the speech to get her out and everything. Part of me hopes that, like, him and Kevin do kind of have something still, because if it is Ika that
That's the
leaves.
thing with Dylan. I don't know if he's actually like. I don't know if he actually has anybody. Like, I feel like he is going left and right, and I do feel like he.
Dre, please fix your microphone.
I feel like he is going left and right, and either intentionally or not, by trying to cover his base, he is giving information left and right. And I do feel like I don't know if he is with Kevin. I don't know if he's not with Kevin. When I talk to me, he makes me feel like we're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you trying to do?
Like-
where your head is at? Like, what are you doing? Like, who are you playing with? Basically.
Yeah.
And it's fine if he tells me he's alone. It's fine because I do feel like I'm alone. But at the same time, people definitely know that William is there.
Yeah.
And they know that Ika is there. Okay, maybe I'm not that close to Dimitri. But, like, you know, people know that I'm still good with Ika and William. But him, it's like, who are you good with, Dylan? Like, who...
Yeah, it's like, is Karen really going to do much for you?
For you,
You know, like, you know
exactly.
that if you're on the block next to her, you're going home kind of thing.
Yeah. I think he's going to have a hard time if ever he had to put her on the block or if he had to vote her out. But
Yeah.
I definitely think that he would be able to vote her out more than he would be able to put her on the block.
I think so too.
Just like me, I think it would have been easy. I think it's easier to vote someone out than to put them on the block.
Yeah.
If I had to put William on the block, I would feel terrible. I don't think I could do it. Just as much as I said, yeah, I'm going to put Ika and Dimitri. But
It gets to the point where you're like,
yeah, you're like, can I really do this? Like, is this even, like... And again, I know, you know, it's a game or whatever, but I feel like coming in here, I never felt like it's just a game. I've always been like, whatever you do here, you can do it in your real life. If you're a backstabbing hoe here, it means that you have it in you to be a backstabbing hoe outside. You know what I mean? Like, if you have no integrity here, you have no integrity outside. You are pushed to your limits, though. You are definitely pushed to, like... You're definitely pushed to your limits, and there's always, like, a conflict between game, not game. But, yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to turn out the best. I don't know. I do feel like if you talk to Dylan, though, it's gonna... At least he's gonna... What I like about him is that he considers things. He doesn't have a closed mind. He doesn't, like...
yeah.
And he tries as much as he can to, like, see the good side out of the situation, so... And I don't feel like he's in that much of a bad position, so...
I feel like he's nervous because he did put me up at the block, even though he knows it was a mistake. But I feel like that's what, like, would be fed into his mind. You know, is that, like, well, you put her up, so what's stopping her from putting you up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I told him that I'm over it, and Neda put me up, and I ended up working with her in the end, and...
Yeah. I mean, Dimitri... Well, Dimitri did put him up as well.
Yeah.
But then he put Dimitri up. Yeah, so I guess, yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing to go with, like, you know, like, I do have more potential to win a comp over Ika, so it's like whatever she says, it doesn't really mean much because, you know, like, sure, she could convince Dimitri to do whatever she's telling you, but at this point, she's talking to everybody and telling them what they want to hear, so she's lying to somebody, you know?
For sure.
Like, whereas, like, me, I'm like, nope, like, these two people I'm gonna put up if I win, and I want to win. I want to win bad.
I feel like your disadvantage is right now. Your disadvantage maybe is that you did put him on the block. I mean that he did put you on a block, and he doesn't know if you want revenge or not. And the fact that there has been a lot of talk about you going left and right and giving information. And I feel like if you need to say something, you do need to reassure the house or the people or whatever.
Yeah.
That that's not what you're about.
No, I'm
And
like,
being solo is an advantage as well, so you can always use that.
yeah, I'm gonna tell him and be like, look, like if I stay around, like even if I don't go up on the block right away, which like there are lots of people that would put me on the block next week if they were to win, you know?
Yeah.
Like even if I'm not like a first nominee, like I am the easiest replacement nominee at this point
sure.
for anybody to
Yeah.
put up.
That's the
And it's
truth.
not him.
Yeah.
He could be considered, but at the end of the day, like I'm such an easy replacement nominee, as
Yeah.
crappy as that is.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. Like, I don't know if people are. I want to have a feel of what's going to happen by Wednesday, but I feel like no one's going to really tell me.
You don't think?
No. I feel like people are going to. Well, I think William would tell me how he votes. Dylan, I don't know. I think they're going to be scared that I try something or whatever. I don't think they understand that I'm just like. I don't think I personally. Like, we'll have to see. I feel like I would be hurt if she did that to me. I still am debating if I'm going to do it or not, but I want to know where the votes are so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. But at the same time, if everyone's saying that, then like it's going to be harder to know like actually like,
Yeah.
because right now it's like 100% one vote for Ika. And if Karen is being real, 100% vote for me. So
Yeah.
it's like two of you guys need
Yeah.
to just kind of decide
Yeah.
what's going to happen. I hope you keep me though, because you do know that I will.
I know.
Out of
Jackie.
everybody here,
I know.
out of every single person here, I want to rebuild what you and I had
Yeah.
at the beginning of this game.
Yeah. I know.
And I mean that
Yeah.
so much. And
Yeah.
I will give that to you if you let me stay.
Yeah. I know, Jackie. I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
It's just a personal.
Yeah, it's very personal at this point. It's not a game thing. It's not strategic. It's not a strategic thing right now. It's a very personal thing. And it's separating the personal from the game that is, I find it hard.
Yeah, anybody would.
And I know everyone's telling me, like, I know they're trying to be nice and they're like, she's going to forgive you, blah, blah. And it's just.
Like, Ika's a hard ass bitch in a good way.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
Like look at it. She really hated me for the first however long.
Yeah.
And she found it in her heart to forgive me after.
Yeah. She did.
You know?
She did.
And now we're on opposite pages, but like honestly, like I genuinely felt really bad yesterday when she was like asking people to describe her, because you could see in her face
I
that
was
she was
laughing.
very like, you know, like I know,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
like she really wanted at least one person to say that she
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah.
She did, or like describe her in like
Yeah.
a nice kind
Nice word.
I
yeah.
honestly like, I want like. Regardless of who goes home, like I hope that like she'll like let me sit down and talk with her before and just be like, look, like it's a game and I get it kind of thing. Like I really do want to have a talking out with her before.
I don't know. I know, Ika.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you really want to do that, Jackie.
Oh God. Okay, then maybe in jury.
Because yes, or outside, please.
I just know that she's
because right now it's very heated.
Yeah.
She's not mad at you, but it's heated right
It's
now.
heated.
She's on slop. She's upset at everyone. She has an even worse attitude than
the before. Okay.
yeah, not now.
It's huge.
And since you went into her conversation when she was talking to Karen, which by the way, I don't think you should have done that.
No.
I don't, Jackie. I don't know why you're trying to save hoes. Don't save people.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why you're trying to do that.
It was just so hard to sit there and listen to her say that she's not this kind of person when
You should just
she
took
is.
it in with pride and just continued doing whatever you were doing and then left the bathroom if you couldn't handle, if you didn't want to hear that.